This may be impossible, but I'm going to try to capture some of the topography, the dramatic topography of Roaring Spring. I'm on what I call Cemetery Hill. I don't know if that's the name of it, but you can see it's a cemetery. And down there is McKee Gap. That's one of the 3 places that water runs out of Morrison's Cove, which is a huge area of McKee Gap. Now, the mountainside right there has recently been logged, and that has to do with the paper mill cleanup. A lot of people are kind of upset about that because they logged it so extremely, apparently. I am not. I think that was probably a right thing to do given the circumstances, if they did it well, and I think it was very controlled. The latest rumor is that it's going to be sold. The buyer of that mountain ground is going to be the Game Lands. I just heard that. Now the paper mill was over the side of this hill, and there I might have a little bit better luck at showing you how dramatic the landscape is. Now the mountains extend out. That's going out the western side of Morrison's Cove, and it goes it goes out maybe 20 miles, and down there is another sort of a gap which you might be able to see, but water doesn't run out at least not now. And well, there goes the other side of Morrison's Cove, but it's huge. That's not my purpose right now. Although while I am here, I want to say that a lot of the houses a lot of them are newer looking houses here. It's the ones that I find so attractive are the older ones. Now there's one there, you can tell if you look where the chimney is. If the chimney's in the center of the house, it's one of the older ones. Now see, there are older ones too, but these were probably mill workers up here. Now I'm going to get down to where you can see. Now see, there's that water tank. You can see that. It'll give you an idea of where we're going next. You're looking at McKee Gap right there, and I'm up on Cemetery Hill, which is what I call it up here in Roaring Spring. That's one of the 3 places that water can run out of Morrison's Cove. Morrison's Cove is a very, well, it's a big area, and that's not my purpose here. Anyway, just over the Cemetery Hill, down in there is Halter Creek Valley, I call it. The mountainside has been logged extensively. Not exactly clear-cut, and some of the local residents are quite upset about that, but it was part of the cleanup involved in the paper mill, and I'm going to go over that hillside and go to a place where you'll be able to see down into that valley, Halter Creek Valley, I call it. A lot of the houses up here are newer. The really old houses, the ones I like the best, are the ones that have their chimneys right in the center of the house. Well, the architecture of Roaring Spring is really a whole other matter. So anyway, there is the water tank, and I'll show you, I'll try to get that in both of all the next shots I make. There you can see actually that's the edge of the paper mill site, and you can hear maybe the rumbling of the cleaning up. Halter Creek goes underneath that parking lot and out through. There's the mountain that has been logged. Over there is McKee Gap. A train, an active train, comes up through here about once a day, and on many occasions it comes up pulled by a steam engine. And there's the water tank that I was telling you about. We're going to get one more look from up here. Okay, I'm still trying to race before the rain comes. That's the remaining building that's going to be pulled down here before too long. You can see the train cars, they've just been sitting there. That's more or less where the track goes. They're working on the cleanup. You can see that down there. The man's office that's running the cleanup is right down in there. There's McKee Gap, and Halter Creek goes through there. And let's see, the water tank, there it is. I think I can get maybe a couple more views. This ought to be getting familiar now. There's McKee Gap. There's the office for the cleanup. There's the guys working on that cleanup. And there's that last building that's to come out of here. Now, you can maybe here get a feel for how dramatic this valley is. There's that mountainside that was logged. I'm not sure what the plans are for that. And the owner said that he can't build a building right over where the old building was because he would not be allowed to build a building over a creek again like that was. This building right here, this white building, was a church. It's been bought and being remodeled. And that water tower, to try to orient you, it's hiding on the far side of this church. Well, let me go, well, let me find it first, and then I'll maybe walk around the far side of this church. What I see, church parking lot. There it is. Let me go over here. Now, what the present owner's gonna do with this, I'm just not sure. But what a lovely place this must have been to have a church back in the day. Although this was all a huge industrial plant. I mean, there's almost nothing of it left here anymore. Gradually, you're getting to see how the gap is, and once again, there's the mountain. I'll go around the far side. No, you can't really see it any better on that side. The owner said he thought it would be about 2 more months before he has this cleaned up. But I think I might have told you, he says he already has his buyer and they've negotiated a price. The whole site is over 300 acres, like 330 acres or something like that. All right, I guess that's going to be it for now. This has just been an attempt to... What I'm not showing you, let me get down this hill just a little bit. Something I'm not trying to show you here is, I can't really, this is just part of the dramatic topography of Roaring Spring. There's a hill directly behind this church called Hogback, which is just about as dramatic. All right, I've tried. Bye for now. There you can see the water tower. I gotta go, guys. Wait. Well, that lady very graciously said she'll just turn around. I don't have to move, which is super nice. It looks to me like, oh, one of the tanks is down. One of the smaller tanks is pulled down. That big tank, the last I heard, is it's gonna come down. I had tried to talk the guy into saving it, part of it, for a scaffold to build an observation deck for people, because it's going to be so beautiful when they're done, I think, down here. The Vault coffee shop is right there. It was the bank back in the day, and then the brick building beyond it is the Spring Dam Brewery, and in between those two buildings is what they call the beer garden. That brown porch-like thing on the vault has just been added within the last month. And I'm pretty sure, well, it's a bed and breakfast, I think, the upstairs of that. And I think they're making it because they know the view out through there is just going to be so great. Up there is Hogback. And can you imagine a steam engine pulling a passenger train up through here? Well, that happens quite a few times every summer. Now I'm standing in the rain, but it's worth it. They pulled one of the tanks down. The other tank is coming down for sure. I suppose that water tank will as well. There you can see the train track of that train that goes through here about once a day. Now the steam engine pulling a passenger, maybe 4 or 5 cars, passenger cars, goes through sort of twice a week in the summer. Now this bank right here, I want to see it coppiced, which means taken care of, so that, see, all that you can see right now, and that's all going to be gone. It's going to be beautiful. You can see it now, but as soon as the leaves come out, that'll all be completely hidden. That little kind of valley where the runoff from the spring dam comes. And then this, where I'm walking, was a company store once for the paper mill. Before it was Apvion, it used to be DM Bear. Those are the founders. And that funny looking gray building was the police station. That beautiful stone building it's called the Vault coffee shop, but it's a vault because it was the bank. And the vault is still in that. That's the Spring Dam Brewery. It was a grocery store and various things. There's the part in between is the beer garden. This is another parking lot, and right down over there, I think this might have been where the grist mill was. It's hard for me to figure out exactly, but right over there was a overshot water wheel that powered the grist mill. And all of this stuff, you can see it now, but once the leaves come out, you won't be able to see any of this. And so I'm trying to see if I can I've got volunteers. So as a community effort, we'll pollard this bank and make it look nice. That way people could wave to the passengers in the train and they could wave back. But I got to convince some people for that. So anyway, it's been an effort to capture some of the dramatic topographical beauty of Roaring Spring.